Hello and welcome. We have learnt about positional, keyword and default arguments. And in this video, we will learn about arbitrary arguments. Alright. Arbitrary means a varying amount of arguments. Generally, when we do not know how many arguments the user is going to pass in when they call a function, we use args and kwargs. Alright. So in simple words, to accept a varying amount of arguments, we use these parameters. Alright. Args allows us to pass multiple non-key arguments, and kwargs, which is keyword arguments, allows us to pass multiple keyword arguments. Alright. And if we want to use these, then we must remember to prefix each of these parameters with the unpacking operator, which is an asterisk or star. Alright. Now, let me take an example and teach you to use these. Alright. So here I will create a function to add two numbers. Alright. So I will say def, short for define, add, which is the name of our function, and in brackets I will write a comma b. So these are the two parameters of this function. Okay, and inside I will say return a plus b. Alright, now I will call this function inside a print statement and pass two arguments. Alright, so when I run this, I get 3 as the output. Okay, now what if I want to pass 3 arguments? When I run this, I get an error saying that add takes 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. Correct? We sent 3 arguments, or we passed 3 arguments, but we have only 2 parameters here. Now what I have to do is modify this function to take 3 arguments. But then this function will be useless if I send 4 arguments. Correct? Then once again I will have to modify the function so that it takes 4 arguments, and this becomes tiresome. Right? So is there any way I could modify this function so that it could accept a varying amount of arguments? Any amount. So the answer to this is yes, we can. And this is by using args. Alright, let me show you how. I will replace this with star args. Alright, meaning arguments. Okay, so here we have used the unpacking operator, which is the star symbol or asterisk. Now what happens is, when we send multiple arguments when calling the function, these arguments will be packed into a tuple by this unpacking operator. Alright, let me show you by printing the data type of args. So here I will say print type and args, and I will clear this and run the program. So here you can see tuple as the output, meaning this belongs to the data type tuple. Alright, meaning args is a tuple. Okay, now when we have a tuple, we can use the built-in methods of this tuple, or we could just iterate over it. Alright, I will iterate over this tuple by modifying the function to actually sum up all the numbers. So here I will say total is equal to 0. Okay, I will use a counter, and next I will use a for loop. I will say for arg in args, for argument in arguments, total is equal to total plus arg, and then I will return the total. Alright, so now when I run the program, I get 6 as the output. I sent 1, 2 and 3 to this function, and since we have used args here, we can send as many arguments as we want. We sent 3 here, so these 3 were packed into a tuple by this unpacking operator, and we know that we can use a for loop with a tuple. So that is what I did here. Okay, if I send 4 arguments, then the program will still work. If I send 5 or 6 or 7 arguments, the program will still work. So we don't have to modify this function according to the number of arguments that we send. Alright, so this is the use of args. Alright, now this need not be args itself. We can use any name here. So let me use num, and here I will say num. Okay, and now when I run the program, I get 28 as the output. Alright, so what is important is this star and not this. But then the typical naming convention is args. So this is what developers use. Alright, now let me create one more small program to show you the usage of args. So I will say def and greet, and here inside I will say args. Alright, and then inside I will say for name in args print f hello, and inside curly brackets name. Alright, next I will call this function and then pass Ravi to it. So when I run this, I get hello Ravi as the output. Okay, Ravi will be sent from here to here, and this unpacking operator packs this into a tuple. And what I have done here is used a for loop to access the value in this tuple. Okay, so here if I say Anil and if I run this, I get hello Ravi and hello Anil. And if I say Manoj and if I run this, I get hello Ravi, hello Anil and hello Manoj. So we can send any number of arguments to this function without actually modifying this. Alright. So this is the use of args. Okay. Next, let us discuss about kwargs or keyword arguments. Alright. Using star args, we can send as many non-keyword arguments to the function. But we cannot use this to send keyword arguments. And for this, we use keyword args or kwargs. Okay. Star kwargs allows us to pass variable length of keyword arguments to the function. Okay. Let me take an example and explain you how to use this. Alright. I will delete this and write a new function. I will say def for define and I will say address. And inside brackets, I will use star kwargs or keyword arguments. Alright. So here we use two unpacking operators. Okay. And inside I will write pass for now. Okay. I will complete it later. Now let us call the function. I will say address and inside I will have keyword arguments. You know what keyword arguments are. We have learned it, right? So here I will say cross is equal to and here second cross, a comma, city is equal to Bengaluru. Don't worry about this because I will explain it at the end. And I will say state is equal to Karnataka and pin is equal to 50000. Alright. Yes. So this is my function call and I am sending 4 keyword arguments to this function. Okay. We typically have a street name or a cross name, a city, a state and pin code depending on what country we live in. You may have more or less of these, but since I live in India, we have these commonly. Okay. Now, when we call this function and send these keyword arguments, they get packed into a dictionary by this. Okay. And in that dictionary, these in blue color will be the keys and these inside the codes will be the values. Okay. So what we have in dictionaries are key value pairs. Right? In args, the arguments are packed into a tuple and in kwargs, the arguments are packed into a dictionary. Okay. So let me show it to you by printing the type. Alright. So let me run this and you can see class dict meaning dictionary. Alright. Now, since this is a dictionary, we can use any built-in methods of dictionary on this, or we can iterate over this dictionary using a for loop. Okay. So what I will do now is iterate over the keys, values and both keys and values. Alright. So here I will say for key in Kwargs dot keys print key. All right, we have learned this in the previous video, right? So now when I run this, we get all the keys of this. Okay, let me clear this. Next, let me iterate over the values. So I will say value, and here I will say values, and here I will say value. And now when I run this, I get all the values of the dictionary. Okay, I can also iterate over both keys and values, and for that we need to use items, right? So here I will say key comma value in items, and here in the print statement I will say f and inside curly brackets key and value. All right, so when I run this, I get all the keys and values. All right, so here we can send more key value pairs. So I will say country is equal to India. Okay, and when I run this, I get country India too. Or we can have less of these, and we would get the output 2. Okay, so we can vary the number of arguments that we send to the function. All right, so this is what Kwargs does. It allows us to pass multiple keyword arguments to a function. All right, and here too this name can be different. So here I will say add, meaning address. So here I will say add, and still the program would work fine. What is important is this. All right, so this is how we use args and kwargs. Okay.